Welcome to the show. We got LARRENWONG here joining me for Sports and Hip Hop with DJ Mad Max, Mad Max Radio Live 265, Fourth and Long EP, the newest project available on all platforms now. Welcome to the show, man. How's everything going? Representing the Bay Area.
Yes, sir. Bay Area in the house. Everything is great. Thank you for having me, Max.
Of course,
Blessed.
it's definitely a privilege to have you on. I did my research on you. I know all about your history of being an ex-professional football player and now an artist that you've been working at this for years. So why don't we get into the new project right away, the EP. So what does the title Fourth and Long mean to you, and what does the current state of Fourth and Long mean to you in the music career of where you're going and the trajectory of the steps that you're taking to get to the next level?
As you know, sports, football, fourth and long is a situation in football that you don't really ever want to find yourself in. But sometimes, as is life, you just sometimes it be like that, and sometimes you find yourself in a critical situation, and it's kind of fight or flight from that point. So it's kind of just a reminder that it's game time. It's
Yeah.
game time. And I just brought that concept and kind of understanding to music. Like I'm trying to approach it with a kind of the same mentality a little bit.
And you got to, and you've been having you've had this mentality since day one, since the age of 8, really getting this football career going when you were young. And then you always had music around you because your father was a producer, DJ. So who were kind of the person that you were really looking up to and trying to learn some, especially with instruments, because you could play a variety of instruments in order to really start getting this music
Mhm.
background into play.
Um, it was my grandpa. He was the one who was big on the instruments. My father, not so much. Just still music nonetheless. Instrument wise, it was just being from the Bay in the neighborhood, just seeing my friends pick up instruments and stuff like that. I'm from a very cultural type of place. A lot of people play instruments and do arts, so it's pretty typical. So I just was one of them, picked it up. Yeah, that's how it was.
Have you had the chance to meet Raphael Saadiq? Tony is definitely a big influence, especially with the Bay Area. Have you ran into Raphael Saadiq?
Unfortunately, I'm not. Well, I can't. I'm waiting for him, and I just don't want it to be nothing rushed. I want it to happen on his own time. I really respect his artistry, and I would want the interaction to be at a point where it's in a point where he can respect the artistry as well.
hmm
Don't want to
Absolutely.
that.
I get that. What's your favorite Tony song?
Uh, it's too many. Um, it never rains. Anniversary feels good. Lay your head. All of them. Literally all of them. They don't have a bad song to me.
Slow Wind?
Slow wine. Yep. All that. Exactly. Slow wine. Shit. Yeah, it's endless with them.
Yeah, they got lots of hits. They definitely, and even their
Right.
tracks with DJ Quick. That's another legend, of
And
course.
just everybody that they produced for and wrote for and like just their work is very extensive.
Absolutely. No doubt about it. Definitely legendary acts. And I hear your influence from them as well. And D'Angelo. I hear D'Angelo in your music. I don't know why, but you remind me a lot of Tony, and D'Angelo. That's the two
Mhm.
artists that I hear the most.
Yeah, I mean, those were probably the two I was listening to the most when I was like kind of learning how to sing or just even thinking about singing. And, you know, I just feel like I always identified with their way of doing it musically, vocally. Yeah,
No,
really
I
good.
get it. I could tell just by listening to music.
Oh, no, that's awesome how the
Yeah.
music just communicates a bunch of other things that don't have to do with the music.
No, that's true. And even just going with your track Deacon, that was a personal favorite of mine. Just checking it out. Even working with Price, I've had Price on the show. Your collaborations
Hmm.
with Price, you make a dynamic duo. How is it working with
Yeah, yeah.
Price?
Bryce is dope. I met him at the 1500 or Nothing studio, and yeah, he was just hella cool. Met him first time we met, built the relationship up, and he just sent me a record, hopped on it,
Mm.
easy, easy.
Easy, and you could tell a collaboration was smooth. Who's some of your, because we talked about Raphael Saadiq, it has to be on the right timing, but who's some people that you really want to work with in the Bay Area scene that you haven't yet, or even who do you want as far as LA goes?
Okay. I'm calling it right now. It's gonna be a song with me, Kaylani, Raphael Saadiq, might be featuring Jay Anthony,
Mm,
but I think that's gonna be a record I call in the future. It's gonna be a big one for all of us.
fire. That'll be a hit.
Yeah.
You're
Yeah,
ready.
I'm
You're
calling it right now.
manifesting
I can see that.
everything.
I see it. I see exactly how it's gonna happen.
That's important. When you
Yes,
see it,
sir.
that's the first step into making it happen.
Seeing is believing.
Absolutely. You know it. You've done it, especially even in the football time. When did music really cross your path? Because when we look at it, your college career last year, you were going to do a fifth year, but you broke your wrist, and that was an important, really kind of
No,
play
no,
in
no, no,
in,
no,
in
no,
the
no, no, no,
career.
no, no, no. This is this false news right now. We
That's
gotta
false.
this
When
this
did you break
we
your
gotta we
wrist?
gotta we can't misrepresent this. So I played as a true freshman in college. All
Okay.
right. Played all 3 years. My true senior year, broke my hand on my first carry as a
Mm.
tailback. Came back for the fifth year as a linebacker. I redshirted my true senior year, my fourth year. Just for the record. Just for the record.
And did music cross your mind at that point when you got the injury that you sort of had to really think about other options that you should pursue?
Um, I mean, I was always doing music. I've been doing music since elementary school.
Hmm.
Just at the house, like as a cultural practice. Like my grandpa did it, my dad did it, not necessarily for any money, but just because that's our culture. We just like to do it. That's our shit.
Hmm.
So yeah, I've always done music. I didn't even think about doing it commercially until like not commercially, but like actually putting out records and making a business of it all until like 4 years ago.
Mm.
Yeah, 4 or 5 years ago for so pretty recent developments.
Hmm. And there were some also things too, especially with coming out with football. You were trying to get somewhere, especially with the medical field, especially with jobs right out of school, and you were having trouble getting some jobs there. So, what's some advice that you can give to people that are in college? Because a lot of people are coming out of college right now and they can't find jobs with what they're getting their degrees with, and they get these degrees. It's hard to even get entry level positions now. And you took the music route, and it's working.
Yeah, yeah. I would just who's either just graduated and struggling to get a job, or people who are about to get ready to enter the workforce. Man, look, we gotta have that conversation off the record. Nah, I would just say, think for yourself. Think for yourself. Think for yourself. Don't be afraid to think for yourself.
Hmm.
I don't know what else. That's what I'm saying. With like, I can get way deep into it, but we gotta charge for that. No, I'm just playing. At that point, I'm life coach. At that point, I'm life coaching. I need a fee. Um,
Uh, well, I'm not paying,
yeah,
so someone else can. My price is way too big. So we're gonna get into the Seattle Seahawks. You get drafted there, and you have some time there. How is it going back there? Because I saw that you went back to Seattle.
yeah. No, I love Seattle. Unfortunately, like a lot of the people I was there with in Seattle are not there anymore. It's quite kind of a long time ago, but I just the Pacific Northwest in general, Seattle, Portland, that whole area up there. I love it. I love it. I might want to relocate soon. Like it's a vibe, super vibe.
Hmm. You could tell that the
Yeah,
fans love you out there. Then you had your time. Where did you go to in New York when you were there for a short time? Was it the Giants or the Jets? Where were you?
I was on the Giants.
You were on the Giants. Okay.
Yes, sir.
And then you went to Calgary.
Calgary. Yes, sir. Yes,
Mm.
sir.
How do you feel about the Canada scene being out there? Because I feel as though that's somewhere you could build even a music audience as well. I mean, you know who's out there,
Yo,
Drake.
tutu's my word, fam. Tutu's, fam. Um, Let me think. Canada. I mean, I love Canada. I love Canada because I thought I would go to like a cultural place. No shade to Calgary, but like I thought I'd go to like Toronto or like Vancouver, Montreal, something like that. Nah, bro. I went to like the Iowa of Canada. I
Really?
thought I
Yeah.
was gonna
See,
be
I don't know
terrible.
Calgary that well. I wasn't even
I
familiar.
didn't know anything about the geography, so I'm thinking it's like I think I'm gonna go to like oh Drake's from out there, like it's probably lit.
Mm-hmm.
No, I go to like the plains, like the Midwest, upper Midwest, like Dakotas and shit. I went there to the Canadian equivalent of that. That shit was not lit at
That's
all.
crazy.
Yeah, it was crazy. Like Cowboys and like the Stampede. Calgary Stampede is like the big rodeo, like it's that type of culture, but Canadian.
Mm,
Canadian Cowboys.
that's
Blew my mind.
insane.
It blew my mind.
Well, now everywhere, well, I don't want to get too deep into what's going on in society now, but everywhere is turning into Cowboyville. I mean, if you've seen it with the fashion and the clothes and just that, everything, it's going crazy out here.
Yeah, we got to switch the subject. Switch next subject.
Yeah, it's crazy. So you get out of the football field. So how did you really start getting into the deep into the connections in the industry? What were the first move? Because you were connecting with guys from HBK. Yeah, those were the big connections there you were making just from locally as well. So what were the first couple
Uh,
big steps that you made to really put this forward?
that's the beautiful part about being from where I'm from. That those were the big steps, because you know where everybody's excited. Like it's dope. Kaylani reposted our stuff, but like Kaylani was one of the first people I met when I came to LA. Just from
Hmm.
the nature of like who I met. Like Jay Ant was the first person I met. He was the one who introduced Kaylani to her manager now, who manages all these. He's the big manager, David Ali. These are like some of the first people I met in LA. So it's like it's interesting for to see them grow, them seeing me grow, build, maintain the relationship. But yeah, it was lit. I came out here super random, went to a party that I seen on Instagram. My homegirl and I was on it. Still one of my main photographers to this day. And I had ran into some HBK members up there. I'm a fan at the time. Just asking them, just curious about the music. And then we just kind of linked up, got to talking. They found out I did music. They liked the way it sounded. They said they have a use for it. So I just came to LA.
Mm,
And then
it
they started
works.
from there. They just introduced me to everybody. They just introduced me to everybody that I know. Because Jay also is like one of GE. He wrote a lot of big records for G Easy as well.
Hmm.
So it's like he has a lot of connections just off of like the first network that I connected with out here.
Hmm. No, that's big. Have you been able to run into
Yeah.
people? I mean, E40, have you been able to run in with him?
I have never met E40, but I've met Too Short. I met Mr. Fab. I met a lot of people.
Hmm. Any advice that Too Short gave you or you asked for?
Not really. Yeah,
Hmm.
not really. It wasn't one of those situations. It was more of like, "What's up, bro?" For sure.
Okay, just like that. Just checking in.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, because I know those are important artists because they started with, especially with independent movements out there. That they were some of the first to really be on that scene with independent music.
for sure. I agree.
Yeah, from what they're doing, it's crazy. How's it being on tour with DaniLeigh?
DaniLeigh was awesome. That was my first time being like on any type of tour or series of performances. So that was incredible.
Fire. Could we get potential collaboration between you two? I think that would be dope.
The door is always open. The door is always open. I have to reach out to her management. I would love to though.
Yeah. You
Yes,
know
sir.
what I want to see you do a track for, and I think it would be great for the whole Cali. So you got to get on. How about a
Cool.
track with the game?
The game.
Mm-hmm.
Love to. I love music, man. If they are doing the right things and it makes sense for both of our brands, I'm with it. And
Yeah.
you interview a lot of people too, right?
Yeah.
You
Mm-hmm.
said you just had Price on. I'm sure you might be able to set up some sessions for me too.
Hey, yeah. Yeah,
Yeah, like who do you
whatever I
think?
can do,
Yeah, who do you think?
I'll make it happen.
Please,
Yeah, because I
please.
really
Yeah, you
believe in your
guys have a
sound.
big platform. You guys play a part in this too.
Yeah,
Thank you,
yeah.
bro.
Let's do it. Let's get some things going for sure. Whatever I can do to help make some connections happen, collaborations go. See you get to that next stage. I'm for it. because I think you have a sound that reminds me a lot of the 90s. It's your own
Sure.
style. And this is the thing about you is that there's no one like you. That's where I could tell from listening to your music. I can't say to where, oh, it's a new style or it's like the new, because I know a lot of time people follow new trends to where it's your own style.
Right. No, I agree. I mean, not only I really funny people know me as a singer now, you know, who know
Mm-hmm.
me as a singer, but this is singing is like the newest singing is the newest musical ability I've gained.
Mm.
I've been playing the guitar, I've been making beats, I've been, you know, coming from it from the more musical standpoint. So now it's just very interesting to see people the singing always overshadows all that.
Mm-hmm.
But but that's the reason why I'm able to have this approach as a performer because I'm coming at it with like years of like crafting my own sound and playing, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Making sense of music, this music thing and the type of sounds that I like and what comes natural to my finger and my, you know,
Mm-hmm.
I think that's why it sounds kind of distinct.
Mm-hmm. I think too, especially with the music, and we're talking about this new EPs that you paying legends to Craig David, especially with the new song on this with 7 Days. I think that's something too that it shows that you're a student of the game and you're giving back. And it's a lot of being, like I said, student of the game and being
Absolutely.
around music early as a young kid.
I'm sorry, could you repeat that?
It's you just being a student of the game and just being around a lot of music from such a young early age, and that you're paying homage to the greats. And that's we get a lot of artists that do that, but the way that you did it is definitely different.
I'm just glad you guys like it, man. Yeah, I'm just glad that Craig David made the song so we can enjoy it. And that's just my version of it, man. Uh that's how it's supposed to be though.
Hmm.
I get a kick out of thinking about I get a kick out of thinking about in like 20 years, like somebody is gonna have the hottest record and they say, well, one of my records, you know?
What do you think is what's one that you would love to hear sampled in the future that you already have out?
All of them. That's what I'm saying.
All
I'm
of
not
them.
at that point. It doesn't become about like my favorite. It's like, damn, this shit withstood the test of time. It's like at this point, forget which one I like. Like the future time picked this one. You know?
Hmm.
Yeah.
Fire. Yeah, you're gonna see it happen. You're gonna see it. You could even see it happen with some of these songs on Fourth and Long. So now, what's the next as far as the game plan goes for after Fourth and Long? What's the next thing that you're working on that you can speak about?
Fourth and long. We have new music coming out very soon. I have a 10-song project coming out before the end of the year. You can expect that. Um, we're gonna tour that, do a bunch of shows. We're just gonna keep it going. Yeah,
Hmm.
I'm. You know, I think you know what to expect. Maybe not, but more shows, more performances, more merchandise, more engagement, more community building. Yeah, I just want to be just better serve the people who want to listen to me
Hmm.
and join our community.
How was the Shy premiere?
Shy premiere is awesome. I just love going to things like that. I love going to premieres and just things in film and TV in particular, just because that's where I do eventually see myself.
Hmm.
Uh, yeah, but still love music, still love the production and the creation and the business end of it. But when I have the bandwidth, I would like to dabble, a little bit more in television and film.
And what's your interest in the film? Are you because you love the behind the scenes for the music? So are you more behind the scenes guy for film, or is acting something that you would transition to when you have the bandwidth?
I like all of it. I
Hmm.
don't want to disrespect the art form, but like I want to be behind. I want to be in the writer's room. I want to act. I want to direct. I want to edit it. I want to be like that's how I am with my music. So it's like I don't see how you know what I mean? I don't really that's how I see myself in every art form I see or any medium of art that I see myself doing is like very hands-on.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could tell you're someone that wants full control. Is that a goal for you? Do you want to sign to a major label? Because we're in the independent era where you can make your own profits and maintain your control.
Yeah. Um I would sign I would partner with a major label if it made sense. Yeah, if only if it made sense.
Hmm.
If the terms were right. Um, yeah. I'm not. It's not something I'm taking off of the board, but it would have to make sense for sure.
Hmm. So let's get into the because you're in the fashion. I could tell even by the photo shoots and just reading the things that Kelly was telling me about and sending me. You're big in the fashion. So what's it going to be that you're bringing to the game that we haven't seen in the fashion sense yet? Because you got your own style. Like I said, your music stands alone. So what are you going to be doing to bring visually to the game that we can look forward to and we're already seeing?
Got you. Just visually, I come from a very cultured place that blends many aesthetics visually, from my Asian culture to my Black culture to me being spending years in the Midwest, in Pacific Northwest, and all over the country. Um, I think that accounts for why I have kind of an eclectic swag. Again, as a former skateboarder, I feel like everything comes like from skateboarding, from all the swag, all the hype shit, all the new shit that everybody. The funny thing about this whole thing, it all comes from skateboarding culture, which I've been like on the pulse of since I was a kid. So like I have an understanding for that. I have an understanding for how things went from streetwear to high fashion. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
And all the cultural factors outside of the clothes, why it was even able to go there economically. You know what I mean? What changed because of that nature. So that's how I'm approaching this. I think with that type of mentality, I don't know how you can introduce the game to something new or a new thought or a new perspective way of looking at it if you're considering all these. You know,
Hmm. No, you can. We can always use some new ideas. That's
I
what
don't
we
know who's
need.
approaching.
We need it because it's always recycled. Everything is always
All right,
recycled. And I feel as though if you bring something new, you stand out.
right.
How about your
I agree.
teammates?
I agree. But at the same time, you can't reinvent the wheel.
No, you can't. How about your teammates? Who are some of the teammates that you stay in touch with that have also been supportive of what you're doing in music?
I got my brother two, the VLA group comprised of us three. Me, Solomon, Vaught, Austin Anderson. These are my two, we the three musketeers. But besides that, I mean everybody on the team that I used to play with, part of the program is very supportive. It's not like um when I got to college, I had like 10 years of guitar playing music experience. So
Hmm.
like it's not like I was weak up there, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
They kind of already saw it and heard it like, this guy's good.
Yeah, because that's interesting when you look at because I know a lot of times athletes, I mean, you see it today with they always try to find their purpose outside of football where you already have one. You have hobbies. There's things that you love to do outside of it. Where a lot of times athletes, I mean, we've seen it with Rodgers and a lot of these players that go on these journeys to where they have to find themselves that they're more than athletes. And I think that's something that's so great is that you have that figured out and now you're thriving with it.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's gonna get deep, but like I'm biracial, right?
Hmm.
I'm black and Filipino. So like just naturally, I had never really settled into any particular, you know,
Hmm.
like just mindset or just group of people, and then comes the mindset to where it's like I was able to keep a more objective look at, culturally. So as football players, it's like they're locked in. You know what I'm saying? I never want to approaching things like that and get mentally and fully dive in, invested in it. Like I never kind of approached things like that. So it
Hmm.
wasn't hard for me to like being a football player at a high level didn't require all of me.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I get it. I get what you're saying.
It requires all. I don't know how to say this without sounding crazy. I don't know how to say this without sounding like that shit was not that hard for me. I was still able to be lit outside of it. Other people, they needed to try like 25 hours a day to like keep up. You know what I mean? So I
I
don't know how
get
to
it.
say it. I don't know how to say it without sounding crazy.
No, you definitely you weren't like you said you weren't boxed in to one thing. You were able to do all these other things and make time for it. And like you said, you had so many interests outside of it that you were able to make it work. And it's a proven testament to what you got going now.
Absolutely.
Or what's up next for you? What's up next? I know you mentioned you got the 10 song project on the way. Do you have any performances that we can look forward
Yeah,
to?
man. Absolutely, man. We got this new project coming out, 10 songs, top of the Q4 2025. We're gonna finish the year strong. Um, Shout out my team, man. I love y'all. I listen to Kelly. Love you to death. Campa, so with it. Vic, love you. KY, man. You know what it is. But new project, Love Languages EP. Put our heart and soul into. No features.
No
No
features.
features. Same production team. Same production team. It's a lot of Ashton on there. Ashton, probably heard him. Ashton McCray, JFK, Eastie Boy, C Styles. I'm on production, a lot of songs. Payshawn, me and Campa pretty much wrote the whole project. So yeah, I'm very excited to release this. Very excited.
I'm looking forward to it, especially the songwriting. He can really pen some hits. He's definitely one of those ones of this generation.
Absolutely.
I want to thank you for coming on the show. It is an honor to have you here. Thank you to Kelly for setting this up. And when you release that project, got to get you back on. Like I said, let's keep in touch too to make some. Let's see if we can make some collaborations happen too. I'll put the word in.
Yeah, I'm set up a session, bro. I'm ready.
All right, Laren, take care. Enjoy the
Thank you,
rest of your
sir.
night. All right.
Appreciate you, brother.
All right, man. Peace out.
Thank you, Kelly.
Salute. Take care,
Yes, sir.
Kelly.
Bye, guys.